When I look up at City Hall, it's astonishing to others, but notorious to me.
Hi, my name is Raymond Holley, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty little secret in the judicial system.
39 years ago, right here at Bob's Barbershop, me and Charles Warren Seawright was sitting back at 9:30, October 24th, 1981, trying to figure out if we was going to go to the movies or we was going to go to a party. While I was talking to Charles Seawright, there was an old guy in front of my house, and I seen two young men approach the old man. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I still was talking to Charles Warren Seawright. Then I seen a guy come out of the store here at 600 North 57th Street. I didn't pay too much attention to that either. What really caught my eye that night was the two young men that was approached the old man. One of the guys hit the old man, knocking him down to the ground. Once I seen one of the young men hit the old man, then I began to walk over and see what was going on. Got in front of my house and I asked the dudes, "What are y'all doing?" And one of the dudes said, "Get the fuck out of here, mind your business." I heard a lot of people saying, "Hey, what are you doing? Leave that old man alone." I took off and ran down Poplar Street. Poplar Street down there, I went down there and I turned towards the alley, and I was tired, and I went through the alley and I was laying down. About 5 minutes later, I seen the police come down there and told me, "What you doing down here? Get up." And they handcuffed me, put me in a paddy wagon, and brought me back here in front of 57th and Wyalusing. Years later, I ended up finding out that the guy that came out the store here at 600 Wyalusing Avenue was Kevin Stanton, an exculpatory witness in my case. I need y'all to know that I was in jail for 11 years before I ran into Kevin Stanton. Kevin Stanton informed me that he gave a statement to Detective James Hughes, the lead detective in this case. Kevin Stanton gave exculpatory information letting James Hughes know who committed this crime. Detective James Hughes knowingly and intentionally took that statement and made it disappear, causing me to spend 35 years in jail.
Listen, one of the bigger men in the neighborhood, this guy named Mr. Nick. He was like the godfather of West Philadelphia. He ran all the police and every fucking body. Nick ran everybody. So whatever Nick said, that's what it was. And this old guy happened to be a very good friend of Mr. Nick.
The guy who was murdered?
The guy killed, you know. They come up together.
Oh, okay.
Right. And he the one that orchestrated that the cops come out and make an example.
Oh.
He was the head number writer. He was the man.
Right.
He was the godfather of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Captain from 19th Street asked him first what's going on. He sent him up there because his boss down the street from our store. And he sent him down there and he said he wants something that done. So that's what made them round up all the kids. Not even during the investigation, ran up kids.
So he basically put pressure on the police.
On the police, exactly.
And told them, we gonna stop these knuckleheads.
I want something done because he was the number right. Like everything, all that shit went through him.
Right.
Whatever he say went.
He the one that paid did the
cops
payout.
And all that. So he the one that really put pressure on the cops to round up all these young kids and make an example out of them.
Right.
You know? They didn't do no investigation. They just went, round up. Like I said, my brother was one of them. They locked him up, charged him, but we went off. So eventually they, within 2-3 days, I think they let my brother go, dropped all charges. And that's when I found out about Ray. What? Being the Ray lived right next door to the store.
Right.
It's a good fit.
Right. Oh, yeah. So it was better to plant the case on Ray because
He's a good fit. He's right up street. He right next to the store. He plays on his porch and then out in front of his door. And sometimes he might interact with the kids that came through, even the kids that committed the crime.
So,
you know, they come
so it was basically put the case on. Convenient. Yeah, it was convenient to put the case on Ray.
Exactly.
So, that's why they singled Ray out. Right.
We know right where he live at. We know right where he at. We could get him at any given time. We know it. We know that. These other kids, it was hard for them. You know, I don't know where they live at. They live around the corner. They live down the street. I don't know their name. I know I always seen them, so it was hard.
We're in City Hall in front of 513. This is the courtroom that I was sentenced to life and 5 to 10 years for a crime I didn't commit. I told my lawyer, Joseph V. Cardona, that I was an innocent man. I tried to tell him that I didn't commit this crime. I also tried to speak to the district attorney and let him know he had the wrong man. However, nobody really wanted to pay attention. Or, should I say, I was just part of the systematic corruption that goes on in Philadelphia.
When I get up Huntington,
right,
Ray Holley.
So this is the first time you see Ray in years.
Yeah.
Later, now this is 11 years later. You would get up Huntington, and you see Ray.
I run
and you're like, yo, what's up? What the hell you doing in here?
And he told me about, you know, he said for life. They gave him so man, they told me they dropped the charge, they let you out, my brother. And then that's when I got the full, you know, scoop on.
Because you was actually in this window and seen it. So
right.
had they told you, look, this the guy we arrested, you could have said,
oh no, this guy had nothing to do with it. I mean, I know them personally. I used to have a crush on his sister. I mean, for years, like, they lived right next door to our number store, you know.
Right.
This was a kid, right, with him and his sibling. Like, they couldn't play like other kids. They had a strict regimen, like that. Right. He couldn't go around the corner and this and that and other. They had to stay in front of this door, right? I mean, this kid here was, you know, like, nah, like, this kid, they don't do this like this. Plus, I'm looking out the window like I'm saying it.
You seen it.
Yeah, like, you know, like I'm saying, like, I know Ray, like, you know, I'm saying it. You know, wasn't Ray, I know Ray, like, it wasn't him. Like, I'm saying it, like, if they would have asked me,
right,
you
could have cleared it up.
Cleared it up, like they did, you know. Right, and when they did came, it's like I told them, I said, they some kids from the neighborhood.
Right.
Right, they did. I said, they said, do you know them? I said, I don't know them well, so I could tell you their name.
But you did.
But I could, you know, I said, you know, they be up and down neighborhood.
You did tell the cops that you seen it, though.
Right, yeah.
Because you the one who called them.
Well, no, I told my man, I said, call the cops, man, they out here fighting with them, you know.
Right, so when they get there, you the one they first talking to about in the incident. They talking to y'all in the store.
Right.
So they know, clear as day, it's clear that they know y'all seen exactly what happened. Right. So
and let me so you won't get too far. When the first, we didn't know it was a murder. Because they just hit him, he just thought it was just harassment. That's, you know, so it wasn't that extent. Hollers out, leave that man, man, they run off after he goes around. They try to go. We call the ambulance when the cops and the ambulance come. They put him in the ambulance because he's still alive. We don't know, you know. And the cops said, what happened? I said, some young kids from around the neighborhood jumped the old man when he's coming out the store. And he knocked him down, boom. They said, all right, do you know their name? I don't know their name, but I've seen them in the neighborhood. And they laughed. They don't have no names because we never gave them no names. We just said we know them from the neighborhood. They always, okay, they leave. It ain't that serious because he's not dead. And fresh old man, to, you know. Now, 3-4 days later, not cops, but detectives come back. He died now. So now this done went to a bigger level. Now people come in and they ask who was in the store, who said. I don't think I was there when the detectives came. Initially the first time when I got in the store, they said, you know, detectives came in, the such died. What? Get out of here, boom. They asked a question. They said, call this number, which we did. Yeah, my name is Kevin Stan. They said, yeah, we know you was the one that, we got a report that you the one that came outside, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I was the one. They said, well, when can I come up there and speak with you? And that's what they did. And then they asked me, what did I see? I told them I seen, you know, number customer leaving out the store. Kids ran up to him, harassing. When the kids hit him, boom, he falls down. I run him off. That's when, you know, we called the ambulance guy. And they asked me, well, can you identify him? I said, yeah, boom, boom, bam. That was that.
Now, after they asked
They never called me or anything, go to trial, nothing. Right.
After they asked you to could you identify him, they never
got back with me.
Called you to, because they already had plans on, they already done came up with planting the case on Ray.
In this store was an exculpatory witness. For those who don't know legal jargon, exculpatory witness means one who witnessed a crime and could have exonerated me from this crime. However, my lawyer, Joseph V. Cardona, who's supposed to represent me in trial in 1981, dropped the ball and failed to interview and investigate an exculpatory witness. The reason why I shot down here, and I was down here, because I didn't want to get caught up in what was going on down there at 57th and Wyalusing. I was 17 years old, and when in Philadelphia, when you're around criminal activity, you don't want to be a part of that, because as you can see, 35 years of my life was snuffed out by the Philadelphia Police Department. I told my lawyer, Joseph V. Cardona, that I was an innocent man. I tried to tell him that I didn't commit this crime. I also tried to speak to the district attorney and let him know he had the wrong man. However, nobody really wanted to pay attention. Or, should I say, I was just part of the systematic corruption that goes on in Philadelphia.
I had a younger brother named Andrew. He used to be up to the store. He hung with a lot of them from up around there.
Right.
We didn't live up that part of town.
Right.
But we, you know, our business was up there.
Yes.
And my young brother used to come up there and hang around the store. And he made friends up around there.
Okay.
And at some point, he used to be the stunt man. He would go get him because he can't put himself out there because all the number customers know him.
Right.
Andrew, I'm going to tell you, you know.
Right.
So he would tell the kids in the neighborhood, when I give him the nod, that's the one.
That's the one
you
to
know,
get.
like that there.
Right.
So that's how a lot of them kids and Tracy became friends of ours, you know, like
right.
that there. Until this incident happened,
right.
we never knew that he was
doing
hitting our little number customers because he was close to my little brother and stuff.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, Tracy? Tracy Foreman?
Yeah.
He was friends with Andrew Stanton?
Yeah, you know Andrew Stanton.
I didn't even know that.
You know, because his oldest brother, Naeem, was my friend.
Yeah.
You dig me? So it trickled down.
Okay.
Raymond Holley was wrongfully convicted and victimized nearly 40 years ago by the city's so-called justice system. Over the years, Raymond Holley kept his faith and never gave up on himself or the truth. Fighting what Ray refers to as a dragon for his freedom, the Philadelphia justice system continues to commit and practice its malfeasance with no real consequences.
I'm here playing basketball, Cosby Parkway, after being out of jail for 2 years. Freedom is great. I'm here playing basketball with a young fella here named Key. They let me go after doing 35 years. Now, they want the younger generation. But I'm here to tell y'all how they're gonna do it and what they've been doing and getting away with it for almost 50 years. We talk about the prosecutors, we talk about the judges, but nobody's talking about the private attorneys. The private attorneys. Norris Gelman, Samuel C. Stratton, Lewis Smalls, all of y'all been doing it for years. What y'all been doing? What's y'all scheme? Duplicating the briefs. It's a crime. All of y'all been doing it. But I've caught y'all.
If you get arrested, the police have to do paperwork. They have to submit this paperwork to the court stating what they arrested you for. When they duplicate briefs, they take a pre-existing case that they already arrested and charged another individual for, whether he or she be guilty or not. They take that paperwork, remove the name, the date, and the time of the original case and swap it out with whatever date, new time, and name that they want to victimize. They then submit this fraudulent case to the courts with your name on it, your date of birth, and a new date, which is illegal. The judges, district attorneys, lawyers, and entire so-called justice system knows about it. And the system depends on this fraud. We're nothing but easy dollar signs to them.
I want to explain to everybody what a duplicate brief is. A duplicate brief, in lawyers' term, in their scheme, is called copy and paste. All lawyers do it. It's a crime in the judicial system. Let me explain how they do it. Norris Gelman, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, in the law books and in the legal directory and in the Philadelphia magazine, 100 Best Lawyers, he was an appeal specialist. So, if you needed an appellate lawyer, you would call Norris Gelman. Norris Gelman would get your case. He will win an issue and everybody will flock to him. After winning that issue, he would get other people's cases, waive the issue of their innocence, waive their issues that they can get a new trial, and put a duplicate brief in of the legality of a life sentence. The major cases Norris Gelman would get will be murder cases, guys doing life, knowing that once he duplicated the brief and it was denied, he knew they couldn't get back out to him to say, hey, you fucked me over, because they had life. And the court system would deny it constantly, especially him waiving the issue that you maybe will be innocent, or an issue that can grant you a new trial, and he, Norris Gelman, will get away with maybe $15,000, $20,000 that he charged your mother, your family. Norris Gelman knowingly and intentionally files duplicate briefs, copy and paste. And who else is involved? The Philadelphia District Attorney. They're involved too. Now, for those who don't know, once again, what copy and paste is, I have the documents to prove copy and paste. Who am I? My name is Raymond Holley. I'm a wrongfully convicted juvenile lifer who did 35 years, 20 of Norris Gelman's years that he took from me.
This is 8th and Cambria, the very street where I was intentionally arrested and wrongfully convicted by Philadelphia's police gang member Christopher Helms, along with other officers that conspired as well. Police officers all across America follow what they call the Blue Code. And the Blue Code is a no snitching invisible policy amongst all law and government gang members in America. This is why we never cooperate or indulge with them, especially if you pay taxes, because the taxpayers' money goes to the government, who then gives billions to law enforcement to do the very job they come and ask the community to do for them for free. But the taxpayers still pay taxes to the government to pay the police, so you're being tricked.
Everybody's not gonna want a job that we give them. And the other part is, right? We gotta give them the skills to keep the jobs. But the other part of that is, folks have to be held accountable too, right?
When 100 children are shot, then that's our problem. We must do something. All these groups and organizations, I'm done with talking. I want to move out. I want some secretaries. I want to knock on every door. Where's the passionate men? Let's go. Let's form. To say this is a war. Let's call it what it is. And the last thing I want to say, if you really want to stop your babies from dying, what you need to do is stop glorifying. Because we are glorifying murders of our own people, and you don't realize it. See, we telling white people and all that we should be even, but how can we be even with a more intelligent people when we don't have the intelligence to come together and create a solution? This is easy. 12 Caucasians came together in 1775 and wrote a constitution that still lasts and exists today. 12 of us can come together and stop our children from killing our children and our women. Major change.
It was here at 10 o'clock in this courtroom, 513, that the jury found me guilty of all charges. I was then handcuffed by the Philadelphia sheriffs and taken down this hallway into an elevator up to the 7th floor, where I was placed in a holding cell.